Welcome to Arts in Bloom virtual tour. And this is Dig into Art with George and Ann Neff of Dr. Neff's Incredible Puppet Company. We're so glad you could join us. What we're going to do today is make a paper talker puppet. I hope you got your list of supplies from the website and have been managed to gather the supplies and tools that you will need to make the paper talker puppet. You can see here that we have pencil, ruler, tape, glue, and glue sticks are what I use the most. A marker helps, rubber bands, scissors, and construction paper, different colors, and also in addition to whole pieces of paper, you also want to have scraps around. Here's some glues that we also use if that's what you prefer. So, what is a puppet anyway? A puppet is something that is not real, that you make come to life. And the not real that we're going to use today is a sheet of construction paper. We're going to fold it the long way in thirds, which means instead of folding in half like we normally do, this is a little trickier. We're going to fold it in 3 parts. 1, 2, 3. And I've marked this one to give you an idea what we're trying to do. Not what we're trying to do, what we're going to do. And it's a tricky part, but the best way to start is to roll it up, one on top of the other, like this, and see if you can get it so the outer edge is where the roll is, and the inner edge is all the way up to the edge. We're going to just crimp it a little bit to see how good we are. Like that. Now, that's our thirds. Let's see if it works. I would say we need to make it a little bit closer. Let's try that. And then this like this. And that will work. Okay. We open it up. Use those little crimp marks. Make the edges really even. And fold it with your fingers. Now, you may remember that on the supplies list, it said a paper knife, a plastic knife, and you may have wondered what that is for. When you're working with paper, having a folder, something to help make the creases really nice and sharp and crisp, is a very good idea. So we have folded that fold very crisply. We fold our orange paper over once more, line up the edges, and use our plastic knife to fold it crisply. Let's check. 3 pieces, eh? We've done it. So, now we're going to make it into the paper talker puppet. Take all of the open edges that are tucked in like this and put them down on the table. I hope you're working on some table or surface or place that is okay with the people that supervise you. If it's children that your parents say is a good place, and if it's adults making the puppets, I hope your kids approve of where you're making your puppets. What I've done is put a pad on top of my table to protect it even further. Now we can go on. Take the edge with the open, fold it up in half to meet the other top, the edge. Fold it with your fingers, take your paper knife, get it nice and crisp, hold it up, and what do you have? It's a V. Wonderful. Now we're going to make that V into an M by folding down each side. But let's put it on the back on the table and take the open edge and fold it down here to the crease. Like that. Nice and even. Do it with your fingers. Make it crisp with the knife. Fold the whole model over. Take it again. Fold the open edges to the crease. Give it an extra shot. We have our M, letter M. And if we turn it over, what do we get? A W. We have made all the folds that we need to for our paper talker puppet. Now we reach for an elastic band, rubber band, and you put the rubber band into the fold, the very middle of the model, just like this. That's going to hold it onto your hand. So how does this become a puppet? Without using the elastic band first. You put your thumb in the bottom and you put your fingers, see the little pockets that are there? You put your thumb in the bottom and you put your fingers in the top, sneak it in, and voila, you turn it around and it's got a mouth that opens. We then can make it more secure by putting the elastic band on. Put your thumb in and your fingers in the top, and you have the base for your paper talker puppet. Here comes the fun part. We need to turn this folded paper thing into a puppet. And what we want to do is make your puppet a character. What's a character? This is going to be theater. We want to make something that is interesting, that's maybe funny or scary, or perhaps something that a character, a puppet that can be loved, that's interesting, that people will want to watch. Make your puppet a character. How do we do that? What's the difference between something that's a living, breathing thing? Remember, we're going to make this piece of orange paper come alive. What kinds of things do you think we need to make this come alive? Make it become a creature. I've made a list here of what I think are some of the possibilities that you could add to your folded orange base. You could add eyes. It helps to add eyes if it's going to be a living creature. Ears, a nose, lips, teeth, and a tongue. It doesn't say mouth, does it? A mouth is what you already have. Oh, you can add hair and brows, eyebrows. You don't have to add all of those things, and what they look like will determine the type of character that your puppet becomes, or your puppet is. Very good. Now, wait a minute. Here's a puppet that somebody made, and if you look, this doesn't have any of the items that we call them features that I just talked about, but let's see. It does still look pretty interesting, doesn't it? I'm a puppet a mother could love. Couldn't you, Mom? Well, I certainly hope so. So the sky's the limit. You can use your creativity. And that's what we want you to bring to the party here. Is bring your creativity, your skills, your imagination, and make your puppet into something really terrific. One of the ways that I think you can add features is to make three-dimensional pieces. Things that move, things that catch the light, rather than just pasting flat things onto your talker. If you notice, when it opens its mouth to talk, this part sort of disappears. So if you put eyes, if I were to draw eyes onto the top here, when it opened its mouth, the eyes would go away. So we're going to make things that stand up. everything that you make to put on your puppet needs to have a tab on it. Say, for instance, you can make interesting fringe. This could be eyelashes or hair or a skirt maybe. But it's got a little extra on the top, and we can fold it over like that. And that's where we would glue onto our talker, like that. I would like to introduce you to the concept of scoring. Supposing we have just a plain, almost like an ear, right? And we draw a line on the back, and it's best if it's got a little wave or curve in it. And we take our paper knife, and we use the back of the point, and we follow that curve on the paper, and that will make a bit of a dent in the paper, and it will enable us to kind of fold it, but not fold it straight like we did when we made the base puppet, but fold it in a curve. And now look at what it's like. That would make a really interesting ear, or perhaps a mustache, or maybe lips. So this is paper sculpture. Another thing you can make is take your scissors, and let's see if I can find a piece of paper here that has here it is, has a circle on it. And I'm just going to chomp out this piece here. It's easier than working on whole pieces of paper to just take a smallish piece and start going around in a circle on your paper, and go around and around and around, and just keep going all the way around, not closing it, but staying kind of inside the cut that you made before. And what you're going to get is a great big spiral, and it's going to hang down and even move. And you glue it onto your puppet, it will dangle, and as the puppet moves, it's also caught too. This could be hair, could be earrings, it could be just a funny thing. Another exciting piece of paper sculpture you could use is a spring. And you make that by using two pieces of paper, and I like to make it with two different colors. Let's get rid of this. On this, we made these when I was a little girl, and that was a long time ago. You take your glue, put a dot on the edge of one of the pieces, and then you put the second piece right on top of it at right angles. You see how it goes? So that it makes a corner. Then you turn it over, and the deal is you fold the blue over the green, and then the green over the blue, and you just keep turning it and folding it. You don't have to turn it over anything. You just keep going, green over blue, blue over green, until you've used up at both or at one of the strips. And it's a good idea to check it and make sure you're on target here. There's our little spring. So you can add those as eyes, eyebrows, all kinds of places. Here's a puppet that Dr. Neff made. You'll be meeting him later. And this is a vampire werewolf, were-rabbit maybe. And here's the scored ears that have the fold in them. Can you see that? And he's used the springs as kind of decorations on the top of the head. I love the teeth. You know, it's sort of a scary guide. You have teeth, and you can have a tongue inside the mouth too, but there is a nice, interesting puppet. And you'll notice when he opens his mouth, the eyes don't go away. because they're sticking up. A point, when a lot of features have two of. You make two eyes, you make two ears. You might want to make a lip that is the same on both sides. So what you do is you can fold the paper. Let me get a better piece of paper for this. Fold the paper in half, crease it nice and crisply, and you can cut your eyes, or say eyebrows. Let's cut the eyebrows out two at a time. And they'll be exactly the same. Just cut them in the middle, and you have two eyebrows. Two eyebrows. You can also make lips if you cut on the fold, and these are going to be purple lips, but what can I tell you? And cut this way. Now, I didn't draw it with a pencil, I just cut it out. But you are allowed to draw it with the pencil to get to the way you want it to look. The other thing is, I like it better when you have big features, not little teeny tiny things that it's hard to see from a distance. Because usually you're going to be working with your puppet, performing with your puppet, and people will be a little bit away from you. So this is lips or a mustache, you think? But you notice both sides are the same because I cut it when it was folded. Good. Now, I went ahead and I made lips and things for a puppet, for my puppet, while I was waiting to start this film. And here's my puppet. I have my elastic band on. Can I get my fingers in? Seems to got sort of scrunched here. There we go. Hi. Don't just sit there, say something. Well, I'm very glad to meet you. Your hair looks like you could use a do, you know? It's the I'm in quarantine. You look like you could use a haircut too. I could. Thank you. So, here is a puppet. Here is a puppet. I'm talking now. And his eyes stand up, and he's got three-dimensional features. A paper talker puppet. Now that you've made one, I think it's important that you make another one. And here's another one I made some time ago. And if I were to put him on my left hand, they could talk to each other. Hello. So you're the new kid on the block, huh? Can't help it. Good to meet you. Let's play. Good. Once you get your puppet, you're going to have to talk with it. So Dr. Neff is going to come over from behind the camera and talk to you about talking with your puppet.
Hello there. Since this is Dr. Neff's incredible puppet company production, it seemed logical that since I am Dr. Neff, I should have something to do, something to say. So we decided that it would be good if I made a paper talker puppet. And this is what I did. No particular character, but just one that I made up as I went along. And it does have a moving mouth. And now we'd like to, I would like to talk to you a little bit about what you do, since it is a talking puppet. The idea is that when you talk, the sound comes out of your mouth when your mouth is open. So if I say hi, my mouth is open when I say hi, right? Hi, That's just what the puppet would do. Hi! You see? All right. Let me take over then. Well, I don't think that's necessary. I'm the puppet. Well, I know that, but you don't have to take over the whole show. Ah, all right. Okay. Anyway, I was talking about, you can think of it this way, as if you're leading a band, you know, and you're pushing out your voice, and you're like a cobra that's striking, and it would be like, hi, huh? Hi, yeah, that's right, thank you. Oh, of course, see. Now, so any kind of talking like that, then you just figure out what you're going to say, and say it. Is that enough? I think so. Well, I hope you enjoyed making a paper talker puppet with Dr. Neff's incredible puppet company.
And I hope you made more than one, because otherwise it gets really lonely as a puppet in somebody's basement or garage.
That's right. And if you have more than one puppet, you can put together your own very own puppet show.
Yes. Arts in Bloom would like you to post a photo of the puppets that you made in the Dig Into Art exercise with us, which of course is sponsored by the Salem County Art League. Yay, Salem County Art League.
And don't forget, November 28th and 29th, we will be open, we really hope, and you can visit us in person, Dr. Neff's incredible puppet company.
So, thank you so much for joining us for Dig Into Art, for coming to the virtual Arts in Bloom, and remember to keep your puppets up.
Yeah, wait a minute. Whoa, what's the matter? I want to say a word. Well, say a word. A word. Puppet humor.
Good night. Stay well.